Welcome to How to Suck at iRacing for the Split Decisions Short Track Division. We'll be getting started here in just a few moments. Qualifying is underway now, and I will tell you right up front, the SK mods are running 17.4s, and the super late models are running 18.3, 18.2, so this is going to be an interesting heck of a short track race tonight. Already got somebody cheering for our fearless leader, Dave in the number 7 car. Different paint job this week for Dave, too. Ought to be exciting. We'll be back with you in just a moment. Hang tight. They are out qualifying. We've got just a few minutes left of qualifying, and then we'll get started for 100 laps at North Wilkesboro. All right. We're getting ready to go here. We've got 5 minutes left of qualifying, but let's get started talking about tonight. This will be one heck of a race, folks. You've got the SK mods versus the super late models, two different divisions on track at the same time at North Wilkesboro. North Wilkesboro had its last cup race back in 1996, won by Jeff Gordon because that was one of his winningest years. Track opened in 1947, closed in 2011. It's 0.63 miles. Turns are 14 degrees, straights are 3 degrees. But here's the fun part of the track. Front straightaway is downhill, back straightaway is uphill. So, during testing and practice tonight, we noticed that going into the corners, super late models are tight and really loose off. And the SK mods can actually get loose coming out of 4. Makes for some very exciting side-by-side action. Those SKs, they'll go anywhere they want, but if they push too hard out of 4, they will get a little bit loose, and if they push too hard out of 2, they will get a little bit tight. Does make for some great racing. We had a lot of fun out there during practice. I got out there and turned some laps with them. Had a great time. We do have a new driver this week. Chris Perry in the number 18 running a Duke paint scheme. Which, let me tell you, that brought up a bunch of football and basketball rivalries in practice. It's quite entertaining. Now, we'll go over some of this again later in the race, but just to mention it now, there's 100% fuel load. They can go the distance on fuel. However, neither car is going to want to go the distance on. Neither car wants to go 100 laps on one set of tires. Even the SK mods will be stopping at some point to get some fresh rubber. They do have unlimited tires, but they only have one fast repair, and this is considered a short track, so there will be a little bit of bumping, especially with those super late models. Super late models are the SK mods are faster through the corners. The super late models are way faster on the straightaway. You come out of turn 2 side by side with one like I did, and I gained a ton of ground through 1 and 2 on him, and he just took off. I caught back up through 3 and 4 and got around him, but he can come back on the outside. So even though the fastest SK mods are 0.8 of a second faster than the fastest super late models, there will be some side by side between the two different cars tonight. Will make it very exciting. Looks like we're going to have about 14, 15 cars on track tonight. I believe we have looks like 8 SKs and 6 super late model cars. And the new driver, Chris Perry, in the 18 Duke super late model. Definitely want to point out that he's a new one. And of course, we have Andy Turner in the SK mod. He won in the SK mod last week. Put on a pretty good performance for us. And just trying to take a quick look. I do not remember who won in the super late models last week. My apologies. We'll pull that up here in a few minutes. But one of the neat features of iRacing is the fact that we do get this track. North Wilkesboro was decommissioned, closed down in 2011. However, Dale Earnhardt Jr., we have him to thank for having this track for these guys to go racing on. He got together, got a bunch of people on social media, got them all out there at the track, got iRacing out there, works with iRacing, and they got this track cleaned up and scanned, helped them get it, helped them test it, and we even got to see it in the eNASCAR this year when the pro drivers couldn't race for real. They hopped on iRacing, and that was the first instance of getting to see it. If I remember correctly, we actually saw a cup race at North Wilkesboro before it was released to the public, which was really, really cool. I personally love this track. I've only had 1 or 2 bad races at this track, and my first race at this track I finished second, so I have a ton of fun at this track. Like I said, it is an uphill back stretch, downhill front stretch. The super late models will be getting loose coming off the turns, and the longest run I saw in practice for a super late model was 40 laps. The longest run I saw in practice for a SK was roughly 60, I think. So these guys are going to be running as long as they can on their tires, but as we take a look, the SKs are lined up at the front. We got Colin Johnston and Nate Johnson on the front row, Lucas Gortman and Andy Turner on the second row, Aiden Trevette, Vincent Tabe on the third, Bill Bussey Jr. and Jacob Hirsch late joining tonight, but he is closing out the fourth row. When we get back here to our super late models, we got Tyler the Turtle Rush, Kevin Bernheimer, Chris Perry, Dave Gilbert, our fearless leader in the number 7 car. He's running a split decisions custom paint scheme done by, as you see in the bottom right hand corner there, Turtle Shells. Check out Turtle Shells Paints on Facebook. Great guys, do a lot of paints for us. Work with the league. A couple of our league guys, Tyler and John Nichols, running that. And we're going to see a lot of paints from them as the season goes on. Come on, Mr. Pace Car, let's get out there. We'll wait for these guys to come down into turn 1, get a couple laps. Looks like we might actually just have a single pace lap before they drop the green flag, and we'll get racing. When we get a chance later in the race, we have a huge announcement. We'll wait for a caution or for a pit stop or at some point, but we want to focus right now on these guys getting ready to go green. Take a look at some of the camera views we'll have for tonight. These SKs, you can see they sit really low to the ground. Boys are revving up their engines. Let's wait for that pace car to start moving and get these guys rolling. 100 laps at North Wilkesboro. And again, we're one fast repair, unlimited tires, and they can go the distance on fuel. Although even the SK guys said, nope, not even going to try it. And we watched Cullen Johnson bring him around. Now, Cullen is going to start on the green when they drop the green flag. However, every restart after that, the leader can decide once the pace car is off. The leader is in control of the restart. Only the first restart is done on the green flag. As we watch the pace car come through 3 and 4, he's getting ready to drop off. Nope. They're going to go one more pace lap and get the tires a little warmer. Get the track, get a little bit more rubber laid down. Track surface does carry over from practice and qualifying, so there is some extra rubber laid down in the grooves. We will see some interesting racing as you saw the pit exit there, and we'll see the pit entrance as they come through 3 and 4. Getting onto pit road and then getting back off, if they do it under green, will get dicey, to say the least, because those SKs are running that low line, the super late models are running that high line, and they're going to have a interesting battling going on there as they come through. And there's a pace car off. They cross that line. We'll wait for Cullen to get the green. And the green flag flies. We kick off 100 laps at North Wilkesboro. And they're getting stacked up in the back already. Look like some of them super late models are trying to make some moves. Start working our way back through the field and see what we, as you can see, the SK mods are already sliding under Kevin Bernheimer and that Jägermeister. Oh, and we've got a SK mod in the wall. See if we can figure out who that was. Looked like he might have pushed a little too hard. The number 19, Bill Bussey Jr. Not a good start to his night. Hopefully he won't need that fast repair. Those SKs are pretty tough. Looks like he's struggling to get her refired. Come on, Bill. Let's get out there and get going, buddy. And while we're under the first caution of the night, lap 3, let's talk about the big exciting news coming up for these split decisions, guys. This Saturday, right here on How to Suck at iRacing, we will be broadcasting split decisions racing against BRR League. Two leagues got together, and it will be a battle for the ages. These BRR guys, these SDR guys, some of them, like myself, race in both leagues. Some of these guys have never raced together, and I believe we are going to drop the green flag at Talladega at 8 p.m. Eastern Saturday. We'll have more information as the week goes on. There will be a series of about 4 or 5 races. Some will be just straight up cup cars, and some will be like split decisions. We'll run cup and truck at the same time on the track. So it will get a bit exciting. So we'll get to see those BRR guys led by AJ Godsey, Jody Ogden, and Kevin Reed take on the split decisions boys led by Dave Gilbert, Tyler Bullock, and Tyler the Turtle Rush. Tyler Bullock is also the heir, so you get to see the whole turtle and hair thing. So we'll bring that up again later on tonight, but definitely wanted to get that announcement in early, let everybody hear about it, because it will make for some really exciting racing as these two leagues go battling side by side. That'll be this coming Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on How to Suck at iRacing. And as we watch them pace around, they're on lap 6 under caution. Cullen is still in the lead, followed by Nate Johnson, Lucas Gortman. Lucas Gortman did have the fastest lap in practice. So we know he can move up when he's good and ready. Once he gets those tires warmed up, takes about 2-3 laps on this definitely unique North Wilkesboro track. Takes a couple of laps to get those tires warmed up, but once they do, they can grip like crazy. Although on the cold tires, the first 3 or 4 laps, you can actually snap an SK loose out of turn 4, as I found out the hard way. We'll go back through the field. There's Lucas Gortman in that blue and green 17. Being followed by the 35 of Andy Turner. Andy was our winner last week. Aiden Trevette, he's got a win in these SK mods as well. That blue and white iRacing car. Looks like Aiden might need to get with the Turtle Shells boys and get himself a custom paint job. So we're looking at the Pink Lemonade truck, Country Time Pink Lemonade, driven by Vincent Tebe. And we're back under green already. Back up front, Cullen's trying to get a breakaway from Nate Johnson. We saw John Nichols back there in the 41 SK. He slipped back to 9th, started in 7th, but we'll probably see John coming back. John is definitely a force to be reckoned with. So we'll work back through the SKs. They're going to stay single file for a bit, and looky there. That is the 27 of Tyler the Turtle Rush, leading the super late models once again this week early. But Kevin Bernheimer in that 28 car, he is coming up quite quickly. And our new driver, Chris Perry, sitting in 3rd in that Duke University car. He's looking for a low line under. Kevin can't get it, but he's going side by side. They're going through the turn side by side with the 14. And they are going to get to see the disparity right there between those super late models and that SK, is that they will close back up or run away from the SKs on the straightaway, but those SKs, they will just monster them in the corners. We've got the 18 of Chris Perry, our new driver, and he's coming underneath Kevin Bernheimer. Running that low line, taking it easy, coming off the corner so he doesn't lose it. He gets the pass clean. Now he's chasing down Tyler the Turtle Rush. Chris Perry in 2nd. We've got one heck of a race in the super late models here, folks. As they start to spread out, line up, and play nice with each other. But here comes that 18. He is closing the gap every single lap. Looks like his last couple laps were actually faster than Tyler's. He is definitely chasing him down. We've not seen this yet, folks. Usually Tyler gets out front, checks out from the group, but here we've got a new driver. He's coming. He's going to make a name for himself tonight. Going to the outside, taking the preferred line through 1 and 2, going back up that back straightaway, uphill on the outside. Side by side through 3 and 4. Cannot get an advantage. Will we see a crossover move? Yes, we will. Oh, Tyler goes low, gets a little bit of a block on him. Chris goes to the outside, gets a run. Turtle's pushing hard tonight. He's definitely showing his turtle powers tonight. And while they're battling side by side, it looks like Kevin Bernheimer might be closing back up on him. He is. As we see Turtle get a little loose coming out of the corner. He keeps getting loose. Chris keeps running up on him, having to check up just a little bit not to get in the back of him. That's some clean driving. Chris finally gets the inside line. Dives it in hard, and he's going to hold on. But no, Turtle's going to the inside. He cannot make it happen. And look here. Kevin Bernheimer already back up with him. Did Tyler burn up his tires going through there? He might have. He was slipping and sliding trying to hold on to that first place, and Kevin is closed back up, just being patient the way he tends to drive. But we've got the 75 of Austin Householder. He is now back up in the fight. Austin spins. Saves it. We stay green. And here come the SKs. As we see, Lucas Gortman has already moved up into 2nd place and is already challenging Cullen for 1st. And it looks like he gets the inside line, and he is going to just power on by. And we are about to see what makes these split decisions, boys, so much fun to watch. Because here come the SKs, and they're going to start lapping these super late models. Now remember, when they get up here and they get behind Kevin, Kevin's in 3rd place in these super late models. He's been challenging. He was up in 2nd for a little bit. Yeah, he's being lapped by the SKs. They don't have as much power on the straightaways, but they definitely can beat him in the corners. Just due to that different tire configuration. As we watch the 17, he's getting low. Easy there, buddy. Trying to get around Turtle, but that's going to give Cullen a chance to get a good line and a little bit of a run on him. Can't make anything happen with that super late model out there, though. We did see some 3-wide racing in practice. Will we see some tonight as the 18? Chris Perry in the lead for the super late models. First time out with Split Decisions Racing, and he is definitely putting on a show for us. And he's not giving up those positions to those SKs easily. As we see, looky there, Tyler is making a comeback. Looking to the inside. And we might get to see some 3 wide in a minute here. As we see Tyler the Turtle get inside of the 18. Going into 3 and 4, they are side by, and we've got a caution. Caution is out. Looks like the number 19 is having some problems there. Number 19, Bill Bussey Jr., looks like he's blowing up. He is going down. Hopefully he still has that fast repair and get back out there. We'll go through the field right quick. We've got Lucas Gortman leading. Cullen Johnston in second. They're going to put on a heck of a show tonight, I can tell you that already. Nate Johnson in third. Nate loves this track. He was talking about how much he enjoys this track. He's had some good finishes and some great success here, so I expect to see a lot from him tonight. We've got newcomer Chris Perry in the Super Late model. In first for the Super Late models. Excuse me, Tyler the Turtle Rush in second. Kevin Bernheimer in third. Then we drop back to Vincent Tebe, fourth in the SK mods. Followed by the 35 of Andy Turner. Haven't talked a lot about him. He was our winner last week. I expect to see him come towards the front later in the race like he did last week. He just kind of hung out. We see all the super late models heading down pit road. As we see Stephen Fish in the number 32. And the 75 of Austin Householder. And our fearless leader, David Gilbert. David, of course, in that number 7, looks like he might have, one of them missed, shared pit stalls. Forgot about that. Nope, the 32 missed his pit stall just a little bit. That'll hold him up. That'll give Dave an extra spot more than likely. Now, these don't change quite as fast as we see the Cup cars change, so let's see who gets off pit road first. It is Tyler Rush, it looks like. Nope, we've got the 18 still up here. He did not take tires. Oh, that's going to hurt. We'll see if that strategy pays off. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. We'll see if it pays off. As the 18's falling back to get lined up, they'll separate out by car type more than likely. iRacing just kind of does that automatically in some of these cases, so we'll see what happens here. We are at lap 30. The SKs will need a tire change at some point. They can all go the distance on fuel, but I don't expect to see a single SK go the distance on the tires. They do not expect to see themselves go the distance on tires tonight. Apologies, technical difficulty there. As we see him lining back up, 2 wide, 1 to green. See pace car duck off, and Lucas Gortman in the lead. He'll get to take off when he's ready. He's going. Looks like we delayed the green just a little bit, getting some laps back, getting some wave arounds done. They will wave around a car in each division that's been lapped. Now the super late models will basically stay on the same lap. If the entire field gets lapped, they're not gonna unlap the leader. They're gonna unlap whoever's a lap down from the leader of that division. Probably a better way to explain that. My apologies. Now we'll see the pace car drop off. Looks like everybody's back where they should be, and the green flag drops, and Lucas gets a jump. He's got Cullen. Got a little bit of a jump on Cullen, but Nate's looking to the inside already. Nate's trying to get that inside line, get down under Cullen. And we've got Vincent Tebe looking to the outside as well. Got some of these guys already trying to find a way around the people in front of them. This will get a little dicey, but it looks like Lucas is going to take off and run away from the field a little bit for the moment. We are back under caution. Let's go see if we can. And the 28 of Kevin Bernheimer was upside down. The 75 is Austin Householder. Looks like they might have gotten together on the back straightaway. And to JR, boogity to you too. Boogity, boogity, boogity. So we'll get a couple caution laps out of the way here. And we'll get racing again in a moment. Just taking a quick look, Chris Perry leading is still out there. He's got 35 lap old tires. Let's go find Chris and see. Want to watch him and see if he comes down pit road this time by. There's Chris. He is our newest member of Split Decisions Racing. We're real glad to have him. He's been racing real clean, practiced real clean. And he is going to stay out. Boy, he must have some sort of magic, be saving those tires already. Everybody behind him has only got 8 laps on their tires, looks like. So he's got 35 lap old tires. He's going to be trying to keep some SKs between him and the other super late models as long as possible. Yeah, yes, he is running a Duke paint scheme, which I got to tell you, there's a lot of different people from a lot of different areas in this race tonight, and it was quite humorous to hear him talking trash about their football and basketball teams tonight. But it did make practice rather entertaining. Dave Gilbert, our fearless leader, is from Ohio. He's a big Ohio State fan, if I remember correctly. And there was actually a smart remark made about there better not be any Ohio State fans in the field tonight. So he got very quiet after that one. All right, we should be getting 1-2 green here. And again, just want to mention now that we got 1 lap to green, but you'll see a lot of these guys racing the Burning Rubber Racing BRR League Saturday night right here. It'll be league versus league, split decisions versus BRR. It's going to be one heck of a race. And they're going to do a 4 or 5 race series, and they are starting at Talladega. Some of the races will be done split decision style. They'll be running, they're only going to do Cup and Truck. They're going to leave Xfinity out in some races, and they're going to do just Cup and some other ones for BRR. And we are green. Lucas gets a jump again. Looks like looks like Nate gave Cullen a little bit of a push coming down the start-finish line, but got held up. Lucas gets another big run, gets out ahead of everybody as we see him side by side most of the way back through the SKs. They're starting to line back out. And, the 127 gets into the 35. Caution's out. Chris Perry gets into the side of the SK mod and gets some damage on that front end. He was out on old tires, probably couldn't maneuver. Let's take a look at Chris's car. Doesn't look too much worse for the wear, but I'm willing to bet he comes in for tires now. Probably get some repairs. They do have 1 fast repair tonight. Looks like Kevin Bernheimer is back out on the track 2 laps down. He'll get one of those laps back at least. Sorry, 3 laps down. Yeah, and there we go. Lucas Gortman on pit road. The 18's on pit road as well. Let's see if he uses that fast repair now or holds off. They still got over almost 60 laps to go. He's on pit road. He did get the fast repair. Going to go ahead and get those 4 fresh tires. And it looks like Tyler Rush is on 15 lap old tires, as is Dave Gilbert and Stephen Fish. We haven't talked about Stephen much tonight. And there's Kevin Bernheimer working on getting his laps back. We see a couple of SKs already on pit road as well. About at the almost to the halfway point. Let's go find Stephen Fish. He is actually... Stephen Fish had a win, I believe it was at Nashville. Looks like he got a little damage in that exchange as well. Not too bad, shouldn't affect him too much. Looks like he's checking his handling out right now. And we've got the 35, Andy Turner back there. Andy Turner, again, our winner at Bristol last week. And we see Kevin Bernheimer moving up to the front. Is he coming back around? He's going to get another one of his laps back. Yes, sir. As is that the 19, Bill Bussey, I believe, is still on pit road. Looked like his engine blew. He might be done for tonight. Not real sure. We'll see if Bill hops into the chat later and tells us what happened. So we get back up here at the front. We've got Colin Johnston back up front after Lucas went in for tires, followed by Nate Johnson. John Nichols now up to third, started ninth in that SK mod. Managed to, as we get one lap to green, managed to get through that mess fairly clean. Looks like I'm not seeing any damage on him. The restart will be controlled by Colin on this restart. So once the pace car goes off, Colin will control the restart, try and get a jump, try and get out in front. John Nichols is moving slowly up through the field. Colin gets a good jump on that restart. Nate Johnson to the outside. As we see John Nichols already starting to make a move. But John's got the 35 fighting back on the outside. Vincent Tebe. Vincent's only in his second week here. He's putting on quite a show. As we see Lucas on those 4 fresh tires, he's already ducking in the inside and moving his way to the front. After just 40 laps, those tires do make a bit of a difference. Normally, these guys are not getting, the SKs do not get tires on a 100-lap run, but they all said the same. They will need them. Just depends on when they get them and what advantage. As we see Lucas and John going side by side, this is normal for the split decisions guys. Seeing these two run at the front and battling each other. As we see them go side by side down the back straightaway. And that 35, Vincent Tebe, he's trying to get in there, trying to make it 3 wide. He's going to take advantage of these two racing. He's going to get inside of John Nichols, and we've got another caution. See if we can find our caution. Not seeing who's off track just yet. But I am seeing smoke ahead. And that is Vincent Tebe in the Country Time Pink Lemonade car. Looks like he has some damage. This is his first time on pit road, so he'll probably get 4 fresh tires and get his fast repair in. Let's check and see, make sure he gets taken care of. See if the smoke goes out here in a second. And yep. As we come back around and watch the front 3, we've got Colin, Nate, Lucas, John, and Andy Turner in 5th. And we'll work our way back and take a look at these super late models as well. As we look, Tyler the Turtle Rush already back up in front for the super late models. No surprise there. 75 of Austin Householder in 2nd place. Chris Perry in the 18, after getting some damage in that previous accident, and the 75 ducks down pit road, as does Dave Gilbert. So that moves Chris back up into second place. He's going to give Tyler one heck of a run for his money. He was definitely making Tyler work for it tonight. As we take a look at the number 60 of Nate Johnson, Nate will get to control this next restart. And Lucas Gortman's already up there in second after that tire change, so really didn't have a whole lot of impact to him. As we see the number 19 come around, that's Bill Bussey Jr. fixed up and back out on track, trying to get some laps back and get back in the fight. If anybody can do it, it's definitely Bill. He's definitely a patient man, and he can get that car running again. We see the Vincent Tebe pink lemonade car coming around as well. He's got 4 fresh tires. He's got his car fixed back up, and we will probably see him back up at the front battling for the lead before this is all over, as we're just past halfway. We got 46 laps to go. Just a reminder, you guys can tune in every Monday night here, 8:30 Eastern, and see these guys running side by side, nose to tail, super late models versus SK mods. Some great racing on some great short tracks. These are all short track races. Makes it definitely a lot more fun to watch when they are battling side by side on these short tracks, as this one's just 0.63 miles long. Only 14 degrees of banking in the turns. Part of that banking in turns 1 and 2 come from it being downhills, where one looks like we've got the caution delayed by a lap. That's just because it takes a minute for the admins to sort out who gets a lap back and who doesn't. Oh, thanks, Bill. Bill Percy in the chat. I know he's out working tonight, driving his truck, and taking a quick break to watch all of his buddies race. Always glad to have Bill watching, but definitely happier when he's on track with us, except when he's beating me on Friday nights. Not real fond of that one. Or on Sundays, for that matter. As the pace car is off, we'll see if Nate gets a jump. Yes, he does, but Lucas is not going to give it up that easy. And John Nichols back there starting to make some moves. He's got third, but we've got the 35 of Andy Turner to the outside of John Nichols. They are racing side by side for that 3rd and 4th position. And looks like John settled that for the moment anyway. Oh, very close. 35 almost got into John Nichols. They both slide up the track just a little bit. 35 drops back, and we see Colin Johnston, after getting some tires, it looked like he's back out there and trying to make a move back to the front. But that 35 is already trying to get back by him, get back up there and challenge those leaders. Now they are all running a fixed setup, so they all have the same setup in those cars. So it comes down to these drivers, how they handle on each different track. Even though they're all short tracks, they are all unique, all different, and the tracks are picked for that reason, so that they're not running multiple of the same kind of tracks. Different banking, different straightaways, different everything, to try and make these races a lot more exciting. As we come back around, we see Lucas Gortman. Lucas is down inside of Nate Johnson, trying to go for the lead, coming out of 2. He gets it, and we have a caution. Looks like the 32 of Stephen Fish might have had a problem. Race winner a couple weeks ago at Nashville. Oh, I stand corrected. That was the number 16 of Jacob Hirsch, running in 7th in the SKs. Looked like he had some engine problems there. Might have gotten into the wall at some point. Let's watch and see. None of the SKs are coming down this time. Looks like several of the super late models are staying out. And the 19 of Bill Bussey Jr. is back on pit road. And we see Tyler the Turtle Rush back up in front of the super late models yet again. This is actually becoming a very familiar sight. And of course, Tyler and John Nichols, they are the proud owners of the Turtle Shells paint jobs. So if you need a paint job for any of your vehicles in iRacing, definitely check them out. I've got a new winged sprint car that they painted for me. As we see, looks like John Nichols coming down pit road along with the 60 of Nate Johnson. That might shuffle things up a bit. So we'll have some winged sprint races this week in the new paint job that Turtle Shells painted for me. And we see Dave Gilbert sitting in third place in the super late models, our fearless leader who comes up with these crazy ideas and somehow makes them all work. We have a great admin team of Dave Gilbert, Tyler Rush, Tyler Bullock, myself, and Thomas. All of us work together to help keep these currently up to 3 different divisions now. We have a family division, runs once every 3-4 weeks. That's our wives and our children. My daughter, Dusk Wish, runs in the Radical SR8 in that league. We have the Monday Night League we're watching now, the Short Track Series. And then on Friday nights on PTM Racing TV, we've got the big leagues. We've got the Cup, Xfinity, and Truck on track together. And we're watching these guys get lined back up. Looks like they're going to sort out by car type again. So we've got 34 laps to go. Should be getting 1 to green. Yes, we are. Lights are out on the pace car, 1 to green. And they are not lining up side by side. We might be getting a single file restart here. We will see as they come up the back straightaway. They were sitting low to make sure that the wave arounds and lucky dogs got their places back. So good job, boys. Get lined back up. And we got Lucas and Colin up front again. Lucas is in charge of the restart, and here they go. Lucas is off down into turn 1. Colin on the inside. Looks like Andy Turner already charging back up into second place. Colin is not going to have it, though. Colin is fighting back on the outside. As they go back down into 1 and 2, Andy will definitely have the advantage, but Colin will have the momentum coming out of the turn. Gets a little bit of a run. As they come around, believe that was Bill Bussey Jr. trying to get his car back up to speed. Woo, they're getting mighty close side by side coming out of turn 2. They finally get lined out with Andy up front in second place, trying to chase down that blue and green of Lucas Gortman as we see some more side by side racing back there. We've got the 41 of John Nichols. He pitted on that last restart, so on that last yellow. So he's got some fresh tires on that thing with 29 laps to go. He's going to make something happen. John Nichols, definitely no stranger to running people down and winning a race from the back, so he will definitely give these guys a run for their money. And we see Vincent Tebe back up there in 5th spot. After having the accident earlier, blown engine, he uses fast repair. He got back out there, and he is closing back up. The fastest lap that time goes to Cullen, though. Last time by, Cullen had the fastest lap by 1/10 of a second. So we get back out here to the super late models, and we see Tyler the Turtle Rush being challenged by Chris Perry. We saw this earlier in the race. Will Tyler be able to hold him off this time? 25 laps to go. This could decide it right here. They go down into 1 and 2. Looks like Chris just closes right up on him. Tyler gets the better run out of the corner, but Chris definitely closes up, driving it in a little lower, driving it off a little bit harder. Looks like Tyler is having a better run in turns 3 and 4, but Chris definitely outruns him in 1 and 2, so this could get interesting. It could come down to who saves the most tires. Oh, as Tyler gets a little loose coming out of turn 4, Chris gets a run up the inside. Will he be able to make something happen? Take advantage of that slip by Tyler. You will not see Tyler slip a whole lot, so if he makes a mistake, you better capitalize on it. Like Tyler's now back to holding that low line, coming through 3 and 4. We see the Mountain Dew car and the Duke car. They are just running nose to tail. Chris Perry is trying to make something happen, and Tyler's trying to make sure he doesn't. As we drop back, we see, looks like the Stephen Fish in the 32 got up into 4th in division. Just passing Austin Householder. And looks like Kevin Bernheimer's back out trying to make something happen as well. Yes, he is. After an incident earlier in the race, Kevin is definitely out there trying to give the 75 a run for his money, trying to pick up some of those positions he lost. And here comes the fun part, ladies and gentlemen, because here come the SKs, and they are going to make some moves on these super late models down on the inside. They're going to storm by them, but watch the super late models power back. But the SKs will always get them in the corner. We're going to see the 45 come shooting by on the inside. This is definitely playing into Kevin's hand. This is exactly what he wants to see. There we go. Kevin dives to the inside of the 75, uses the SKs. 75 moved up to give the SKs some room, and Kevin Bernheimer followed him through. He takes that position. And we see Dave Gilbert. He is running in 6th place currently in the super late models. We've got 16 to go, coming to 15 to go. As we watch Dave come out of turn 4, heading down the front stretch downhill. Will Dave be able to close back up on these guys? Dave is running faster than the 2 cars in front of him, so he definitely has it. Actually, Dave is running faster than everybody but Chris Perry right now in those super late models. In some cases by 0.2 of a second, 14 to go. Will Dave be able to close the gap in time? We see a couple of SKs, and the 41 of John Nichols is on pit road. Back up front with Lucas Gortman. He is definitely broke out, got himself a little bit of a lead, about a little over a second on the straightaways. See what he's got at the start-finish line. Almost a second and a half at the start-finish line, and we've got a caution with 12 laps to go. Looks like all the leaders get through. We saw John Nichols diving onto pit road. And the Country Time Lemonade of Vincent Tebe is back on pit road. Gotta wonder if that was some sort of problem with him. As we look at the 32, Stephen Fish has some damage. Looks like the same damage. He hasn't used his fast repair yet, so maybe Stephen come down pit road, get some fresh tires, get that damage fixed. We'll see if he has anything for Dave, or if Dave has anything. Dave was definitely faster on those old tires. See who else comes down pit road. We're not seeing any SKs coming down pit road. Looks like John Nichols is running around to get his lap back. Lucas is just barely holding off Andy Turner in the 35. Cullen Johnson in the 45, or 49, excuse me. Ten laps to go. Hopefully we can finish this under green. I do believe they have one green-white checkered. And it looks like Tyler the Turtle Rush is now in first with Kevin Bernheimer in second in the super late models back there. Well, we've got Chris Perry and Austin Householder, Dave Gilbert, and Stephen Fish all on pit road right now. We'll see what they've got on this restart. They're all getting fresh tires, and these boys, these two up front, are on those old tires. Tyler Rush has been on his tires for 62 laps. Kevin Bernheimer's been on his for 38 now. Everybody else has been out there for one. Nate Johnson is the fourth place SK. He's on one lap. And the second place car of Andy Turner, every lap on one set of tires. Lucas Gortman changed. He's been running 50 laps on those tires. And Andy Turner is still giving him a run for his money on those 90-lap old tires. That just shows the disparity between the cars. Dave may very well end up surprising us all. He's got those four fresh tires. Those two guys in front of him do not. As they line up, they're getting ready to go one to green. We'll start working back up to the front. And we've got the two leaders in these super late models have the advantage of having a couple of SKs between them and the other super late models. This will get a little bit dicey back here. So we'll try and work our way back to looking at them as quickly as possible. Focus in on Cullen here for a minute on this restart. See if he can stay right up on the back of Lucas Gortman. Lucas Gortman's going to control the restart. They are coming down. Lucas is gone. He's going to check out. That 35 comes to the outside in those two super late models. And we see that Duke car starting to move down already. We see quite a battle up here with the SKs. As the number 60 comes to the outside, Nate Johnson, he's trying to pick up a couple spots. Can't figure out which line is going to get it. I guarantee you with 6 to go, they're going to go 3 wide if they have to. And they've got a mess going on back there. Watching these guys, the 18 gets into the 27, the 75 almost gets into him, gets loose. Dave Gilbert's going to take advantage on the outside. Just couldn't get the momentum. We had quite a pack up there. As Tyler gets into the 18, flips upside down. 18 is holding on. He's around into the wall. Tyler is on his turtle shell. That is the first time I have been racing with Tyler for several months now. It's the first time I've seen him on his shell. But the turtle is upside down on his shell. We've got Lucas Gortman up front. Andy Turner in second. Tyler's still on his shell. Oh, Tyler, get your toe, buddy. That top four in those SKs, Lucas, Andy, Cullen, and Nate. And then we drop back, and Austin Householder takes advantage of that mess for first. And, Bill, you might have been right on this one, because look right behind the 75. That is our fearless leader, Dave Gilbert, in the number 7 car, the number 7 Split Decisions Racing League car. Really liking that paint job done up by Turtle Shells. Again, you can find them on Facebook. And while we're under caution with only 3 laps to go, let me remind you that this Saturday will be the inaugural BRR versus SDR league race. The league competition, they'll take the top 15 or so cars from drivers from each league. They'll run 4 races, alternating formats between the split decisions format with cup and truck on track at the same time. And the BRR league that just runs straight up cup races, they're going to take the top 10, 15 or so drivers, and they're going to compete to see which league is the better league. And unfortunately, one of us has to be the impartial judge announcing this, and that's going to be me. It's been fun watching them discuss and figure this race out, and definitely we have some drivers that cross over between leagues, and that has to be sorted out. That's going to make for some interesting racing. And get to see some of these guys competing that haven't competed in a while, and get to see one heck of a show, that is for sure. And we are at 3 to go. We should get 2 to go, but I think the lights will go out. We might get a green-white checkered. Let's work our way back up to the front, back up here to Lucas. Hopefully we can get us a green-white checkered and get to the finish. Will Andy Turner have anything for Lucas Gortman? Will Dave be able to capitalize on that mess and get past Austin Householder? 1 lap to green, they're going to come around. Hopefully we can find us a view and we'll be able to see a lot of this as they come around. Trying to find a little bit better view. I want to see more of this as it happens. As the pace car's off, Lucas is going to be in control. He gets a little bit of a run, but not the jump he was hoping for. Dave did not get the jump, but Dave's to the outside fast. Tried to get around that SK going down the straightaway. Lucas Gortman gets away, and Dave Gilbert making a move on the outside to get to the lead in the super late models of 75 Austin Householder. As we come down, we should be getting 1 to go. Hang on to it, Dave. We've got him wrecking on the front stretch. The leaders took the white flag. We will not see the caution. And it looks like Dave Gilbert will pull off the win in the super late models. Lucas Gortman is going to pull off the win in the SK mods. Heck of a race, boys. Woo! Good job, Dave. Good job, Lucas. That was one heck of a ride, boys. And if you guys want to hang around for a few minutes, Bill Percy definitely called this one. Dave Gilbert surprised us all. He took it to the front. Let's go watch him do some donuts and burnouts and tear up those tires, and then hopefully we can get a quick little talk with Dave and Lucas. There we go, Dave. It's that new turtle shell paint job. It got the job done for him. The number 35 blew his engine. See if we can get back up here to Lucas. There's Lucas. SK mods are a little bit harder to do burnouts and donuts with. But they're going to get up here side by side, and hopefully we'll get to see a little smoke from those big tires on that SK. That was one heck of a finish, guys. Cannot complain. While they are playing around, we expect to see them in Discord momentarily, so I'll go ahead and hop over here. We will hop over here into the broadcast booth, and we're going to talk to Dave Gilbert. Hey, Dave.
Hey, how you doing there, Doug?
I'm doing good, but it looks like you're doing a lot better there, buddy.
Yeah, the seas parted like Moses in the Red Sea. The seas parted, and I took it to victory lane. This Turtle Shells super late model here.
That was definitely a great run there at the end, and I got to tell you, buddy, Bill Percy called that. He called that about lap, I think it was 15 laps to go. Bill Percy said Dave's going to surprise us and take the win tonight.
Yeah, my whole strategy there was just to have fresher tires than everybody in front of me, and that's what happened. Is I had the fresher tires, and I was fortunate to not be there with the carnage.
And we saw Lucas Gortman. Lucas, that was a great race. Was there any point in anybody else being on track with you tonight?
Oh yeah, I mean, whew, oh my goodness, that was insane. Tires were definitely a big factor there, but I knew even if they had fresher tires, as long as I had that clean air, I had a good chance to pull away, and that's really what worked out for me, because in that dirty air, I could not do anything on that run when Nate had the lead. He was just, it was so hard to get around him even on the fresh tires, so I knew if I had clean air, I could just pull away.
I got to tell you, one thing that I found really funny is on that last or second to last restart, you had Andy Turner behind you. He never changed tires all night. I was wondering how that would work out for him. Looks like he slipped back to third, but Colin still gave you a run for your money a couple times.
Oh yeah, for sure. I knew I'd have to change things up on the restart, especially that last one, because I was going first chance I got almost every start. So on that last one, I knew if I waited a second, I could get a better jump on him, and it worked out. And I'm surprised Andy lasted so long on those tires. He did well.
Yeah, he did. He was putting on quite a show. And you guys all put on a great show tonight. Got to congratulate both of you. Great wins for both of you. And now you guys did some burnouts and donuts. Go celebrate.
Heck yeah, man. Good job, Lucas.
Good job, Dave. I just like to thank the league paint shop sponsor, Turtle Shells. You know, it's an amazing job. Taco Lover Racing. My teammate Nate came home fourth, I do believe, so that was awesome. Just a great job by everybody.
Dave, you got anybody you want to thank right quick?
Well, nothing is done without the great Lord Almighty. So, I put all my faith in God, and He always comes through. I know a lot of celebrities say that, but I really try to live my life the way God would want me to. So, yeah, that's who I want to thank right now.
All right. Well, you definitely had the car, and we love the new paint job, by the way. Turtle Shells did a great job with that split decisions racing. Now,
the Split Discussions podcast, that's what it is.
Oh, it's a split discussions. I didn't get a close look at it. Now, I do have one question for the both of you. Now, come Saturday night, you guys are racing against BRR League. Which league's going to win?
Oh, well, definitely. It's going to be Lucas Gortman and the rest of the SDR League. We got a plan on how to attack, and our plan is to attack.
That will be a great race to call. I'm looking forward to Saturday night.
Sounds good. Yes, we're looking forward to it. We got plans to lead every single lap.
Well, we'll see how that turns out. I imagine BRR's putting together some plans of their own, so we'll see how it goes. Best luck. Great win.
Oh, yeah.
Great win tonight, guys. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good night, boys.